But let's check on stabilization. I'm using phone in my hand, so there's no gimbal, no even tripod here. 1080p is the highest resolution on ultra wide angle. But let me switch to the main camera and switch to 4K. And you can see that the quality is just better when you shoot in 4K. This is the stabilization. I don't have any complaints here. The color is looking nice. Dynamic range also is looking pretty good here. I know that some people will be complaining there is no dedicated telephoto lens. You have to go to Poco F7 Ultra in order to get telephoto lens. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I have recently reviewed the Honor 400. That phone doesn't have telephoto lens, but surprisingly, it actually performs really well. But let's check on maximum zoom now. And we've got ×6. Nothing crazy there. Switch back to the main camera and explore this beautiful park, taking some pictures. Now I'm using the Bokeh effect for that blurry background. Let me know what you think about the quality. The resolution is 1080p only. Oh yeah, definitely I'll be taking some slow-mo of those pigeons flying around. So, but let's have a look at some portrait photography now. Just using 4K 60 FPS using ×2, that just digital crop, just to show you the quality. And I'm going to use my electric bike just to do the slow motion because the pigeons just didn't want to fly. So slow motion, me on my bike. Let's go. Like I mentioned before, there is no dedicated optical zoom, but I was using ×2 to take this portrait shot, and look at the quality. Wow. So you can say that, you know, you don't actually need the telephoto lens in order to take good pictures. On the top of that, when you click here, you can change the aperture. Okay, so you wanted that blurry background effect more, you just go 0.95 and voila, look at that shot. That looks so good. I must say that I'm really fan of this 4K 60 FPS resolution, but it doesn't happen very often on the mid-range devices. In fact, phones like Galaxy A56 or Honor 400 don't have this available. So that's really good on Poco, I have to say. Right, I'm going on my bike now and I have switched to the steady mode. Unfortunately, the resolution is only 1080p. But let me know what you think about this stabilization. Now I'm using selfie camera and this is 1080p only, unfortunately. However, I like the fact that we've got the portrait video mode. But let me show you this now. And not many, again, devices have this available on selfie. Even the Honor 400 or the Galaxy A56 does not have the portrait video mode available. But let's have a look at some selfies now. Let me quickly run through the features, starting with the video. when you swipe, you can see you've got teleprompter if you want to make content and a steady shot. However, when you go photos and you go this way, or to be honest, I think you can do it even with the video. Yeah, you've got the time-lapse, slow-mo, ultra HD, long exposure, panorama. And when you go slow motion, that is pretty impressive, because we've got 1080p, 240 or 960 frames per second. That's insane. I will be able to check this with those pigeons walking around here, so stick around. But let's have a look. When you go photos, you click here, you've got different filters. However, when you go video, that's how you access the bokeh effect. And now I can change the aperture. And then you got your documents. I don't see any macro mode here, but that's okay. I always go ×2 and then I just use this for my macro shot. Just checking the object when you just get a little bit closer, and the focus doing a pretty good job here. As you can see, it is a very windy day, so I'm not sure how the microphone is gonna manage with that. But let's have a look at some macro shots now. Now I'm using portrait video mode for that nice blurry background effect, and even though it's only 1080p, the quality is not bad at all. But let's have a look at some portrait photography now. This is video quality, 1080p, 30 FPS at night, and I must say that I'm very impressed with this device considering its price. Now in the UK, for early birds, you can buy this device for $319. That's pretty insane for 256 gigabytes of storage version. Wow, and you're getting a very powerful chipset, beautiful display. I like the design. I'm not sure about you, but I like it, especially the white one I'm using now. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. And don't forget, you've got fast charging and reverse fast charging. Pretty sick for this price. But let's have a look at the stabilization. Remember, there is optical image stabilization here with this 50 megapixel sensor, and the quality looks pretty amazing. Wow. But now I have switched to ultra wide angle, and then you can clearly see the difference that, you know, it's not the same, okay? But remember, you know, we are getting such a great device. It feels like too good to be true, you know, for this kind of money. Wow, it's going to be really tricky to find another device with a similar spec. I will be doing camera comparison between this phone and the Honor 400, so make sure you stick around. Now I'm using maximum zoom ×6, and I have to say, look how stable that is. Wow. However, the quality is just okay. But let me switch back to the main camera and explore this town and take some pictures. let's check on this portrait video mode on selfie camera, and I'm gonna have a look at some pictures now. Using 4K 60 FPS again, and I must say I am very impressed with this device. Beautiful performance, nice camera. For this kind of money, I don't think you will be disappointed. Look at the quality here. It's very dark, but you should still be able to do some vlogging, etc. Considering that, you know, you got 4K 60 FPS on the mid-range device with the flagship chipset. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you next one. Cheers.